it's not surprising that one thing that I definitely see from the left and the right is the right tries to embetter and to do beneficial things with ideas and being smart. And the left
Yeah.
tries to tackle ideas and helping society by just throwing money around. I mean, they think that the solution to everything is like taking money from the people who have quote unquote too much or who are too rich and giving it to people who are at the bottom, and that's the best way to do everything. That's just
Yeah.
what all of their plans are surrounded by.
So let's real quick, let's talk about that right there. So in your opinion, how does investing into social problems as a president is putting all that money actually benefits with long-term outcome? How does it benefit? And in my opinion, it's almost like being the casino to where the social, the people that you're trying to help socially with the social programs are the person gambling. It's the person gambling where the house always wins, but you're always losing. You're the gambler that always loses. So it's like the government's the big casino that's investing all this money into the social problems. But I look at the social people that you're dealing with, the social problems or the social issues you're trying to fix are basically people that just gamble. It's a lose-lose. There's no win for the people overall, long term.
No,
Is
it's
how I
true.
look at it. I'm over long term. Maybe you help a few there, but overall, you can't help the few. You're supposed to help the many.
Yes, you're supposed to help the many. And see, they're hyper focused on the few. That is correct. It's hard to actually try to figure out what perspective or ideology these type of people are coming from. They really have to come from a perspective that people with money and people at the top are they're somehow, if you look at life as a game, it's like they're saying that the game of life is only geared towards specific groups of people, and other groups of people life is completely unfair for. And it's a zero sum game. And the only way to counteract the zero sum game is to make it harder for the people at the top and have cosmic justice policies, like Thomas Sowell would say, cosmic justice policies that are geared towards the bottom. So for those who don't understand, a cosmic justice, as Thomas Sowell would point out, is plans that basically make it easier for people at the bottom, but they're plans that would make it harder for everyone else. So that type of ideology is what would be considered iatrogenic. And that's policies that all Democrats, in my point of view, policies that they engage in. They engage in ideas that are trying to help something that already works, and they wind up causing more damage than whatever small amount of damage that naturally was already pre-occurring. Because people are not perfect, there's no idea or plan that would be ultimately 100% perfect. But if something is 95 or 90% working, or even 80, 70% working, to completely scrap it for something else that statistically we can prove will do more harm than good, but appears to be more noble and more sensitive, quote unquote, to the needs of the individuals who are not doing well in that group, somehow makes the idea good. And I just don't understand that. I don't understand that perspective. It has to be a perspective like, for example, if we have a group of 10 people and we all witness somebody, for example, getting murdered in front of our eyes. And seven out of the 10 people are shocked. Everybody's shocked. But 7 out of 3 people, all the emotion that you see is they're shocked. And then 3 out of the 10 people need therapy after witnessing this event. It's almost like they're saying that the 3 people who need therapy after witnessing the event are the people who witness something else that was basically not there. If I'm making sense, because everybody witnessed the murder. The fact that those 3 people need therapy because of what they witnessed is not due to the fact that what everybody witnessed wasn't bad. Everybody witnessed something incredibly bad. So the 7 people who are doing better than the 3 people, you don't set something up to penalize them that now they need to, for example, take 10% of their money every month and give it to the 3 people who were completely affected. We all were affected by that. It's just we don't need therapy. So now why do I have to owe 10% of my money to help you? Yes, that's sad that you have therapy after it and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
But why am I penalized? I went through the same thing you went through. I witnessed the same thing you went through. I'm hurt, just like you are. But I just don't need therapy, it just doesn't affect me the way you are. Now that could be perspective. It could be different behavioral aspects that have occurred in my life different from yours. But again, it's not a situation of zero sum. So why am I saying all that? I'm saying all that because life is hard for everybody. And the fact that one individual makes it to the top doesn't mean they got there unfairly or that you should penalize them because of it.
No, absolutely not.
But that has to be the perspective of Democrats. Their ideas are predicated on that to a particular extent. It's got to be predicated on that because you're hyper focused on the 1 to 5 to 10% of people at the bottom, and you are believing in policies that hurt the 90% in order to do something for the 1 to 10% of people who are just not able to get on board. Now, I'm not saying there shouldn't be social benefits or social plans. Like even Shapiro has said,
you got kids.
Like even Shapiro said, in our country, we spend billions and a lot of money on social programs that is equivalent to that of even the most socialist type countries in society. But at the end of the day, there has to be a point where you have to understand that we are not God. And there, in actuality, this might sound brutal, you cannot cure poverty. Because what you're saying is we have to cure human nature. And that's something that we're incapable of doing. There are individuals, for example, who are homeless. It's like 80 to 90% of them have either a mental disorder, illness, and or drug addiction. It's like 80 to 90% of them. Drug addiction and or mental illness. It's like 80 to 90% of them. So you think you're just going to throw money at this and cure it? Think again. On top of that, you look at poverty. Some of the same similar elements are evident in people who are in poverty. Mental illness, mental disorder, systemic dysfunctional families, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, physical, mental abuse. There are elements and problems within there that are completely systemic, that are not as a result of systemic governmental plans. The government is doing tremendous amounts of effort and or spending at things throwing money at things, wasting money at things to try to fix this problem. But now we just need to be more progressive and have a more progressive society that spends more money and puts more focus in at these different things, in which the 90% of people who are on the upper half of society are the problem. It's terrible. It's a lazy way of trying to fix things. You can't just try to throw money at things in order to fix it. You need good ideas.